Golden Harvest Food Bank has partnered with Elanco and Augusta Locally Grown for the Healthy Plate initiative. Now take a look at this. Recently, volunteers spent a day in the garden to help bring healthier, inexpensive food to those in need. Golden Harvest Food Bank introduced the Healthy Plate initiative to increase the nutritional value in the foods they are serving. These community volunteers help out by harvesting vegetables from the Master's Table garden. Executive Director Travis McNeil says a majority of their clients choose unhealthy foods because they're cheaper.
We want to take action. We're going to take action towards making our community better and healthier.
I think growing your own food in a garden is a really sustainable way of, very cheaply, inexpensively getting healthy foods for families who maybe don't have enough money to go to the grocery store, every week and spend as much money as they'd like to.
Ashley Seiler is with me right now. She is the project facilitator at the Golden Harvest Food Bank. And Ashley, this is something that is really important to you. You are passionate about this whole Healthy Plate initiative.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. I'm so excited that we're getting our garden folk back on track and that Healthy Foods is now an organization-wide focus for our company.
And I was asking you, the gardens are at the Master's Table, the soup kitchen over on Fenwick Street. And I was asking you, well, is all of this just for that? And you're like, no, 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 this is about the food that we help distribute in the 31 counties that we cover. Yeah,
so we cover 14,000 square miles in Georgia and South Carolina, and we want to make sure that every single hungry person in our service area gets the nutritious food that they need to live a long and healthy life. So 1 in 5 people in our service area are hungry, and 85% of those people that visit our pantries report that they choose unhealthy foods because it's cheaper and they're trying to feed their families, so they're doing what they can to put food on their table every day. And we want to make that easier. We don't want to just feed them, we want to nourish them and make sure that they get all the nutrition and good food and fresh vegetables that they need.
You know, there is just such a movement in our society about urban gardening, about farm to table. And there are so many gardens right here in our downtown area in Harrisburg. And I think it's great to see this, but for you, because you're a nonprofit, you rely on sponsors.
Absolutely.
And you rely on volunteers. And Elanco is one of the big ones you have to thank for this.
Yeah, absolutely. So Golden Harvest has been in the community for 34 years, and the one thing we've learned is we cannot do this alone. So Elanco pretty much built our garden from the ground up about 7 years ago, and they come out every year and they renew it and they get it started. They provide us not only financial contributions every year, but they provide us volunteers. And Elanco's volunteers cannot be beat. They're always energetic. They were out just this weekend having a lot of fun in our garden. So, and we're also with Augusta Locally Grown and with Helms College and the Goodwill industry. So we cannot do this alone. It's definitely a community-wide effort to make sure that people get fed.
And speaking of Helms College, I believe that you've recently hired your chef from Helms.
Yeah, so we have the Master's Table is quickly becoming an extension of Helms College. So our manager there is from Helms College. Our chef graduated from there, and our gardener also is currently enrolled in their culinary arts program. So it's one big family.
Well, there are a lot of people in the community who certainly want to help, and people are, concerned about food, and those that are hungry, like you said, 1 in 5. Yeah. 1 in 5 people. How can the community get involved?
Yeah, so there's 3 super easy ways that they can jump in right now. So the first way would be to go to our website, www.goldenharvest.org, and they can make a donation to Healthy Plate. When you go to our donate page, there's a place you can select Healthy Plate, and that will allow us to purchase healthy foods. They can volunteer in our garden. So our next big volunteer day is going to be July 22nd, and we need as many hands as we can get to help us work in our garden and make sure that produce is growing well. And they can also start a healthy food drive with their church group or their book club or what have you. We've got a whole kit on our website that tells them what kind of healthy foods that we need and gives them all the materials they need to start a food drive.
I think that it would be a little more challenging as opposed to the spooky to be hungry or the mailman, delivery, leave it at the mailbox sort of thing, because you're going to have expiration with healthy foods that you don't have necessarily with canned goods and paper products and things.
Well, there are plenty of shelf-stable items that definitely fit within our healthy guidelines. So we are using what we call foods to encourage. And basically that just means kind of what your doctors encourage you to eat every year. So high fiber, low sugar, not a lot of additives in your products. And now that healthy eating is kind of a nationwide movement, there's plenty of stuff on your shelves at your grocery store that are shelf stable and will last a long time.
So you're not necessarily talking about, bring in celery and carrots and that sort of thing.
We can take that too, but absolutely, yeah. But for food drives, we do kind of focus on shelf stable items because those are important as well for the families that we feed.
I like the terminology too, shelf stable, because like you knew exactly what I was saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they're shelf stable, Jenny. They're shelf stable. Okay. I, on the other hand, could take this stuff right now
Absolutely.
and oh my goodness, just go to town on it. Squash, I think, is my favorite vegetable ever. What are some of the lovely things you have in here that are grown there at your garden?
Yeah, so we actually harvested these this weekend at our garden. So we've got Roma's, Roma tomatoes. Our tomatoes are coming in. We've got bell peppers, banana peppers, squash and zucchini, and then we've got purple and green basil. So
yeah, the purple basil, Jenny's set is purple, so the purple basil is really great, and I am just not fancy enough to know purple basil. I have lots of green basil, but you said the purple. I mean, it smells the same, and you said it's just
the same way. It's just a little bit sweeter, a little bit milder.
So nice, nice. Well, it must really be neat to pick all those vegetables and then serve them that day.
It was extremely exciting on Saturday. We picked 78 pounds on Saturday, and that was our first harvest. So I was so happy. I was doing a little dance. And then we immediately took them in, and our chefs and our volunteers got to work, and some of the bell peppers that we harvested on Saturday, they used at the meal that day in spaghetti sauce. So that was an awesome moment, and it really made me happy to see. And our guests are thrilled that they're getting lots of fresh produce in their food. So.
Well, Ashley Seiler, thank you so much for coming and sharing this information with us. And if you want to get involved, again, there are 3 big ways that you can help with the Healthy Plate Initiative, and they're all on our website. Just go to WJBF.com, click the Jenny link, and see how you can help provide healthier food for those in our community who need it the most. We'll be right back. Still ahead on Jenny, how you can give the gift of life. An outstanding man in our community needs a kidney, and if you are over 18 and in good health, you could possibly make a life-saving donation.